Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's FailRace versus Community. This week we have some classic 50s and 60s cars in B class with narrow street tires no bigger than 255, so we get a great launch here for the first race at a soaked Kyalami. Heading down towards turn 1, we've made up a couple of positions from P10 to P8. We're looking to the inside, trying to defend a little bit, see if we can maybe make up a place in turn 1 here. Car in front of us a little bit wide, quite a cluster of cars on the outside. We get up to P6 here, making up another couple of positions in turn 1 as we head into turn 4, trying to hold on to our positions again, see if there's any opportunity. We have a car trying to look to our left hand side, but we have good traction to get alongside Javi in their green muscle car on our right hand side, but they will drag us as we head towards the long right hander. We're a little bit wide, that allows car to get to her inside, trying to hold it around the outside. We won't quite hold it around the outside as we head in the left hand. We'll go maybe have a look back up the inside, not quite close enough to go for a move. We stay in line there, a bit of battling going on behind us. Car off into the grass and gravel. It comes back on, that'll be a free position. We're back up to P6, getting a little bump through the S's here. But can we get a good run out? We've dropped a little bit back, a few car lengths back from the cars ahead. As we head up to the hairpin, are we able to make anything? We have a look to the inside, we have a send. We just pull the car up as we feel like a little late on the send, but the car leaves us room. We have another car off in the grass on the outside. There'll be another free place up to P5. We try and get the power down. We don't quite have the acceleration on the yellow car in front. Let's go through the fast left-hander. They're in a little bit deep. We have a bit more momentum on the exit. We have a look to the inside, but don't feel like we're quite close enough in the final sector. Try and get a good exit here towards the penultimate corner, but not quite close enough to make anything happen through Cheetah, taking a bit of curb, but getting stuck a little bit on the outside curb. Looking to the inside of the final corner, just not quite close enough to do anything, but trying to get a good exit onto the start-finish straight, which we just about do. Going to tuck into the slipstream. We're going to need it down towards turn 1 here as we look ahead. A bit of fighting, nearly 3 wide in front, and that's for the lead. Javi, who we were alongside in the first lap, now taking the lead. So if we can maybe get a couple of moves made in this lap, we could maybe find ourselves fighting as well. The purple car, Absol, trying to come back at Javi. We take a big jump over the curb, doesn't really help us at all as we head through first sector, try and get a good exit on the silver card, get alongside, which we do. We also get alongside the yellow card. It's now 3 wide as we head in towards the right-hander. Big squeeze between us 3 and the right-hander. The yellow card backing out, allowing us up to P4. We hold it around the outside. Can we challenge for P3 on the inside? We even try and have a look on the purple car. We get halfway alongside and we get that move done as well into P2 now. And we can try and see if we can chase down Javi for the lead. A little bit wide into the S's. We're just sliding around a little bit in these wet conditions. The tyres on the Porsche 718, very narrow. They're only 215s, so cars around us could be running quite a bit more tyre width, and also see Javi in front running aero as well, which will be helping them with grip, but we're much lighter. We're only about 580 kilos in the Porsche, helping us with a bit of low-end acceleration as we head into the left-hander. Just not as confident into the corner. Javi pulls out a little bit of a gap and into the right-hander here. We're just a bit too far back, trying to open up the line into the corner to get a better exit. One of the struggles I should mention with this Porsche is under braking. The car just kind of plows on in a straight line, very difficult to turn while having any sort of brake pressure on. So you'll notice in the braking zones kind of tapping the brakes and releasing them, just to help get some rotation in the car throughout the braking zones. In the mid-corner and exit, the car has great rotation, but just in those braking zones, the car's struggling with rotation under brakes, hurting my confidence, to be honest, with the brakes as we head into turn 1, running a little bit wide. It's definitely struggling throughout all the races for this week's with the Porsche and its brakes, which we will see later on. We're We're trying to catch back though up to the back of Javi, get a good run through the left-hander, but just nowhere to go with it. Give Javi a little bump in on the rear bumper. As you can see, he pulls away to the right-hander. Can we close up in this more technical middle sector? We will certainly try to do so. As we get to the left-hander here, closing up, trying once again take a different line, get a better exit. You can see how much we close up mid-corner and on the exit before Javi's acceleration helps to bring them a little bit clearer. Through the S's now, trying to take a better line than we had last lap. So can we get the exit? We do get an exit. We get right onto the rear bumper. Can we maybe make a move through the hairpin? Javi's going to go defensive. We're going to look to the outside. Javi's going to hold a tight line, so we'll try and hold it round the outside, try and get the power down. We get better traction on Javi, hold him to that tighter line, which hurts him a little bit more on traction too. Side by side to the left-hander here, but just back out of it. Don't quite have the confidence. Can we get something done on the exit? Javi's going to cover the inside, coming across from us. So we're going to look to the outside once again. Can we maybe get a cut back here? We do just about get to the inside. Slightly better traction, but once again, acceleration from Javi's green muscle car pulls him ahead through Cheetah towards the final corner, just straddling the curb. Javi going a bit defensive once again, which is starting to back us up into the cars behind. Once again, getting a slightly better exit off the final corner, but just once again don't have the acceleration, so we tuck into the slipstream. We're slightly closer this lap than we were previous lap, so maybe we can get something done this time round. Maybe a little bit better on the brakes. We're a little bit deeper, run a little bit wider. That kind of opens the door for Shadow, but Shadow not quite close enough to take advantage of the opportunity. To have a little look to the inside, but just decide against it, knowing that struggling with turning the corner braking, that going for a dive like that, we'd probably just understeer into the door of Javi. So as we head to the right-hander once again, just trying to think of how are we going to get past. Time is also running out. We only have about 1.5 laps remaining. We get a good run through this right-hander. Not quite close enough to the left-hander. Javi goes defensively, taking a tighter line anyway. And this time we're even closer on the exit through the S's once more. Can we maybe think about a move into the hairpin this time? Can we get alongside it all on the exit? We just have to wait for Javi to open the door on the inside, which he just does, but it's too late for us to take advantage of it. So we're going to have to look to the outside once again. Can we maybe switch back to the inside on the exit? We just about do, getting the power down, getting ourselves alongside, and it'll be side by side down the hill once more. Javi will pull in front, but can we hold the inside for the left-hander? Not quite. Javi just pulls in front of us. As he gets heavily over that, we have a much better run, but Javi sticking to that white line, going defensively, will not make the same mistake as that one car did last time at Hockenheim, running onto the grass trying to make a dive bomb, but we'll keep fighting. We're running out of time as we're approaching the final lap now through Cheetah. Javi pulls out a little bit of a gap that we'll need to close in through the final corner. Can we maybe use that bit of space to get a better exit? We just about do, but again, nowhere to go with it. If we try and take a tighter line to get alongside, we'd just compromise the exit and we'd fall further back in the slipstream now, setting our personal best lap of the race so far. Can we get anything done on this final lap? It's going to be tough. Javi has been driving very well so far this race. Has been doing what he needs to hold on to the lead, and we haven't quite found that opportunity yet. We think about the inside once again. Javi covers it off, so we try and open up the left-hander a bit more. Javi a bit tight on that curb, disrupts his exit. This is the closest we've been down this sort of back straight all race. So as we head to the right-hander once again, just try and make it sure we open up the exit. Can we carry more speed through the exit, get a better run? We're closing. Can we get to the outside? We just about find the gap. That'll give us the inside for the left-hander here. Javi has to leave us the space, and we're going to have the traction to get the power down. We'll leave space for Javi on the outside. Will he brave it round the outside into the S's? Not quite. We go in a little bit deeper to try and make sure we're in front, and we do hold the position now. The real opportunity for Javi is if he can make a move into hairpin, but we get a great exit on the run up to the hill. We're going to defend, and Javi just not confident enough on the brakes to make a move. And as we come out of the hairpin, we have much better traction, especially through the left-hander trying to put the power down compared to Javi. We'll pull a 7/10 gap in that corner alone, so we can cut now to the end of this final lap. We have a little wide moment coming out of Cheetah, forces us to defend through the final corner, but with our superior traction we'll be able to put the power down, extend a little bit of breathing room on the run up to line, so despite Javi's acceleration we'll come across to take the win in this week's first race. What a race, I gotta say again, well driven by Javi. They were doing everything they could to try and defend, but we just found that gap on the final lap, having stayed close enough. But yeah, fantastic race to open up this week's FailRace versus community. Hopefully it can continue on here to the second race, where we go to Indianapolis for the GP circuit, starting in a brilliant third this time. Once again, a good start. We pull instantly alongside the second place driver, following Longbow for the slipstream down towards turn 1. We get clear for second. Alex in the mirror is starting to close on us. We're going to look to the outside to start cover Alex off a bit. Can we get to the outside of Longbow into turn 1? Big dive there from the black car that started P2 to retake the lead. Longbow not having the grip to hold on, so we get back up to second. We're looking to the outside to try and retake the lead. Can we get the move done? We can indeed. So we'll take the lead of this race in the first sector through this little awkward chicane onto the back straight. Hordes has made their way up to second place, so it's been a brilliant start for them, and they have a good straight line speed run down the back straight here to left-hander. We're going to try and hold the inside brake a bit later and here get the car pulled up just a little wide of the curb, but sort of a perfect apex if you don't want to run over that curb. Hordes though getting to the left-hand side of us through this middle sector, backside towards this right-hander, maybe thinking of coming back to the right-hand side, so we just make sure we take a tight line to cover off any move there. As we head now back onto the oval towards the final chicane, we're a little bit wide and hang into this back straight, a little bit cautious on the brakes. Hordes takes advantage, dives to the inside. We go for a cutback, which will give us the outside of the penultimate corner. We're going to try and hold it the long way around. Can we get the power down on the exit? We just pull in front, but through this final corner, very important corner, determines how much speed you carry on to the start finish straight. We run a little bit wide and Hordes gets a cutback, a much better run, and will take the lead away from us. Longbow closing in on us too, so we quickly tuck back into the slipstream of Hordes, knowing we don't have the best straight line speed. We go a little bit defensively from Longbow, also just trying to get our reference point with the braking line a little bit deep on the brakes into turn 1. Allows Longbow just close up a little bit, but he doesn't quite have the grip to match us. So as we head through the first sector, he has a little look to the inside, and sort of once again we're braking a little bit early, trying to sort of having to blip the brake throughout the braking zone, coming on and off to let the car rotate. Get as close as we can to Hordes once again in the slipstream. Hordes not quite as good of a run this time as they had last week, but we're a bit too far back to make any move here. We close up quite a bit in the braking zone. Can we maybe make a move through this middle sector? We're all over the bumper thinking about what we will do. For now we're just sort of staying in line. No clear opportunity just yet. Can we get a good exit here? It's a bit of a better exit, but we don't have enough of a run to get alongside. We have a little look to the inside. Hordes just covering it off slightly. It's a bit early in the race to go for a really aggressive move like that, especially with the confidence that I have under braking. Once again, be a bit worried about just ploughing straight into the door of Hordes. So we settle down for now. Can we get a better run through the final corner here? We're on a tighter line, but don't really have anywhere to go for it. And as Hordes gets the power down, he'll have the acceleration to just pull a little bit of a gap. We're much closer than we were previous lap though, despite being ahead coming on to the start finish straight. Try and get the braking right this time. Hordes is one that's a little bit deep. We're going to see, can we maybe get round the outside here of turn 2? Don't quite get alongside, and Hordes promptly closes the door, seeing us having a little look. Once again, Hordes a little bit wide through turn 4 here. Allows us to stay close, get a slightly better exit through the chicane. Hordes just has the acceleration as we take a little jump over the second apex curb of the chicane. But we're a little further back this time. Can we close up once more in the braking zone? We really do. Looking to the outside, can we quite get there? Horde's just squeezing us and shutting the door at even us just having a thought of going around the outside, give us the right hand side through the chicane. Horde so compromising their exit, getting a poor exit out of the right hander towards over. We're all good, try and get to the inside. Horde's just squeezing us onto the grass slightly, not quite leaving us room. Once again we think about having a dive, but don't think better of it. Longbow now taking an opportunity to close in once again through the penultimate corner. Longbow really is starting to get in this fight for the lead, so we'll need a good run through this penultimate corner. We have to back off slightly. Horde gets a little twitch, runs a little bit wide here, and that allows us to temporarily take the lead. But Hordes, with the acceleration and straight line speed that they have, they're going to retake the lead. Can we stay alongside before the braking zone? Not quite. They pull in front of us, so we're going to look to the outside, try and use our better braking that we have down the back straight. Can we make use of it here in turn one? Not quite, running a little bit too wide, not quite having the grip. Horde's a little more confident in turn one than down the back straight, so we have to fall back into second now. Alex in the background getting the place on Longbow through the first couple of corners. He'll be looking to join this lead battle, so we'll see if he can catch up and if he will be a threat. Down the back straight once again. Once again better braking. Will it show again? This lap it really does, really closing up. Horde's quite early on the brakes, cutting the corner a little bit, not gaining anything from it though. How much we closed up in the braking zone. We're going to try and carry a bit more speed through here. Dive to the inside of the right hander. Horde sort of tries to close the door, but taking that tighter line through the right hander compromises our exit. We're not quite able to hold it alongside through the right hander. Horde's going quite defensively, holding the inside here, so we'll just try and get a better exit. Can we make something happen through the penultimate corner? We're looking to see outside, not quite far enough alongside, so compromising the exit, taking a tight exit. Can we maybe think by going the long way round through the final corner? We might have a bit more grip, but it's not enough grip to hold it the long way around. Now through down to start finish straight once again. Time's starting to run out again. 2 laps to go now. Heading towards turn one. Alex closing up again a little bit. We're a little bit late on the brakes, running a bit wide through turn one. That might give Alex an opportunity, so just make sure we get a clean line through turn two to make sure we hold on to second place. Then we know we're a bit better through Hordes, through this right hander, and then at the end for this back straight. Just want to make sure we're close enough for a bit of slipstream through the chicane. We'll get a little bit of slipstream, not quite as much as we got on previous laps. But Alex dropping back a little bit, making a little bit slow through the end of sector 1. Now braking for this left-hander, closing up once again. A little bit wide this time from us, so not quite having the opportunity there. Can we do anything through this section of the track again? Horde's probably going to be aware of the move that we tried last lap, so we don't go for it. Instead we compromise the entry to the right hander to get a better exit, and it allows us to get alongside this time. We'll have the inside approaching this right hander. We might even be ahead as we get into the braking zone. A little bit of a slide costs us a bit of momentum, and in the braking zone Horde's much more confident under brakes this time, pulls it in front of us by the time we're turning in for the corner, and we'll hold on to the lead for now. So once again we're just compromising this penultimate corner to try and get a better run through the final corner onto the start finish straight. Horde's a little bit of a gap, and we don't close it in through that final corner. Meanwhile in the background Alex is falling back behind Longbow, and that's given us a bit of breathing space as we come on to the final lap. Can we make another final lap move for the lead this time into turn 1? Both of us nicely on the apex. We take slightly tighter exit to try and get a better run through turn 2. Doesn't really work. We don't close in now through turn 2. Can we close in this time? Taking a lot more apex curb than Horde. Slightly different lines onto the back straight now. Not any closer than we were previous lap. If anything, Horde has a slightly better run. Can we make anything work? How much will we close in this time? Into the left-hander, we closing quite a bit once again, but not quite as much as we did previous laps. But maybe that's what we need. Maybe that'll allow us to carry more speed through this little chicane. Horde's just parking the car in the middle of the road once again, trying to get that cutback, that better exit. We do get the better exit, but don't really have anywhere to go with it. We try and see if we can get to the outside, but Horde, not enough room there to put a couple of wheels on the grass that drops us back, and will probably put us too far back and to be in contention for the lead through the final 2 corners. We know Hordes can get a decent run through here. We cut the penultimate corner as much as we dare, sort of desperate to see if we can make anything work through the final couple of corners here, but it won't be enough. We'll have to settle for P2. Hordes once again driving very well, just like Javi did in the first race, and we weren't able to find a way through to win both races. Another thrilling battle. As you can see, Alex Longbow behind, a little bit quicker, but weren't quite consistent enough to make to sort of fight for the lead in the end. Sort of tripping over each other, but yeah, a brilliant race, fighting for the lead. A brilliant couple of races too. Yeah, first and a second. What a brilliant week. There's some more great races from tonight that you'll be able to see next week, so keep an eye on that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss them. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.